Hey everybody, welcome back to Live Medallion. So this is my take on what happened at Kennesaw State in the Alamo Dome last Saturday. But let's talk about the entire kit and caboodle of college football. The best thing for me about college football is anytime I show up to the tailgates, go find some friends, go find some players, parents, and whatnot, talk to them, chit-chat with them, and you get to talk to them. You get to meet people like the Phillips parents. Austin Phillips is our backup long snapper. He's number 51. He's a tall, lanky kid still. He just finally finished his red shirt, so he's now officially on the depth chart. So got a shout out to John Phillips, to Austin Phillips, and this photo that I have imposed right now is for you. All right, let's get in on the game. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about where I was wrong. One, I thought our offensive line was going to be our strength. Yeah, that didn't work out. That didn't work out. Two, I really didn't like just the dullness of the team after 5 minutes after the first 20 minutes of football all the way to the last 6 minutes of football, right? So there was 20, 10, 25 plus basically another 10 minutes, 35 minutes of football. They played lackluster, and that was scary. But let's talk about the offensive line. That offensive line should have been able to keep McCown a little bit more free. We should have been able to run the ball a lot better than we ran the ball. We didn't run the ball all that well. Now, this is new football, new rules. So you're going to see 200-yard games for running the ball are kind of gone now because of the running clock and everything. You're really watching NFL-style stats. 600 yards of offense are gone, right? They're gone. You might as well forget it. We had 400-plus yards of offense to Kennesaw State's 250, but they were still in the game. You know why? Because of NFL-style rules, right? It was 21-16, right? I was miserable. Anyway, until we finally scored the last touchdown. But let's talk about that offensive line. Why couldn't they keep McEwen a little cleaner for longer? Now, for me, here's what I think is part of the issue. One, you still have guys that are kind of used to, when you're in game and you play 36 games, right? 48 games, right? With Frank, and you're now in your fifth year, maybe, right? Because 2020, these guys are on the team 2020. I believe this is the last of the COVID kids. I could be wrong. But you get kind of used to being bailed out. And McCown isn't that guy yet to bail the offensive line out. And the offensive line is going to have to be a little bit more forceful forward. I think a lot less zone blocking, a lot more push blocking is going to have to happen for this offensive line to gel and be the position group I think they should be. We got the size. Look at the size. The kids are big. If they don't develop, then I'm kind of wondering about our offensive line coach. Right? That position should have been stronger than what it was. It looked fine for the first 15 minutes. Hey, it had some moments, right? Where Kennesaw State got in. But to Kennesaw State's credit, I told you they have a similar history to us. They're lucky enough to have stayed with their first coach, some of it because they stayed at FCS. Now they're transitioning, right? They didn't move too fast. So he's proven to be a quality coach. They've been to FCS playoffs with him. They were going to come in firing on all cylinders, and they basically did. They're also an Army offense. Keep that in the back of your mind going forward. Thinking about that last game of the year. Yeah. The Army's got a little bit higher talent level. But maybe this was good that we see him. Because maybe now we can adjust to it by playing it more than once, right? This season. Let's talk about Cade. I thought he played fine. I really do. he missed some deep balls. I don't know if he underthrew it or he misjudged kind of how fast our wide receivers are, right? I didn't see. I'm not unhappy with him. He didn't overthrow guys that I remember. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember him overthrowing guys, right? So I think maybe McEwen and Carpenter just being a little quicker than he's probably expecting them to be, and they're being amped up, and maybe he's trying to bullet it. Hey, when he threw that touchdown pass to Cardenas, that was a bullet. I mean that it was there, right? And it had to be. He couldn't put touch on that ball right there because that even though it looked like Cardenas was wide open, there was in the throwing lane, there was a linebacker there. And if he does not zip it, it can get tipped, right? I think we've got to figure out our running back situation. Hear me out. We didn't rush for a lot of yardage, right? Kavorian Barnes is our guy. Make no mistake about it. He's running back one. He's got to hold on to the football. And what gets me is they're kind of a little rougher on him. A little bit more higher expectations on him for some reason than I think they are to the other two. And to, frankly, quite a few other football players on our team. I see guys fumble the football and get back out there. Kavorian fumbled. I don't remember seeing him back out there. You know? Now, don't get me wrong. Robert Henry and Rocco Griffin played fine, right? It's just Kavorian is just, he's that guy, right? He's that guy. So I think it was good to see him running strong, but I think that's where we kind of went sideways was when he fumbled that football. Right? Because I think it changed what we would do as an offense, right? I don't think the other teams really felt threatened by Rocco or Robert. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But seriously, Kavorian just has to hang on to the football. And he fumbles it in weird situations in weird ways. He looks like he's holding it right. Maybe it's just his build. Maybe there's just something about the way he's like leaning chest forward versus shoulders forward. But he's leaning forward when he runs, if you watch him. And maybe that just makes the ball a little bit more exposed. I don't know. It makes no sense to me why he seems to drop the football. Right? Because he shouldn't have dropped it on that pass. That was a big play for us. He shouldn't have dropped it on that pass. Now let's talk play selection. I really felt like we didn't make any adjustments, and I wonder if that was intentional, right? Because we know we're playing Texas State. I wonder if that was intentional. Because I'm telling you, passes over the middle, every one of them was wide open. I've lamented about this last year, right? I understand throwing it wide. I do. You spread the field. You make running the ball easier. You definitely made scrambling for Frank easier, right? Because you spread out the safeties and the linebackers, right? So you created seams for Frank. I don't think you can do that with McCown. I think you've got to throw it over the middle a lot more. I don't think he missed a pass over the middle. I think all 5 passes were completed. He got one to Hunter Thomas. He got one to Cardenas. He got one to a wide receiver. Was that McEwen or was that McCoy? I think there were 5, and all 5 of them I'm pretty sure were completed. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, because remember, I'm doing this off memory, and the game's now 6 days old, 5 days old to me. What do I think about the defense? Well, I think our defense did its job to contain Kennesaw State, right? That offense that they run and that quarterback, he was shifty. He reminded me a little bit of Frank Gore Jr. when we played Southern Miss last time we played Southern Miss, and the way he carried Southern Miss in that game against us, right? He reminded me of that. And there was a big time college program that got beat pretty bad. That was expected to be the number 4 seed because they picked up a quarterback similar to this guy that Kennesaw State had that could just make plays happen, find his way through the holes. Florida State could not stop. That quarterback. Look it up. It was pretty amazing. I think pass defense, we did okay. We had the one breakdown where you sneak out a tight end unexpectedly, right? And it's not really sneaking it out. He just fakes a block and then just runs, and our free safety came up, right? Because we were playing aggressive. We started playing aggressive defensively, trying to get the stop because offense wasn't moving the football. And I just think those things happen. We always are susceptible to it. When we had Rashad, in the backfield, we definitely got burned that way a couple times, right? It's not uncommon, right? I think ultimately, hopefully, Donnie Taylor's back on the field because I think we lost some of his leadership, his experience. He seemed fine on the sidelines. I didn't notice a limp or anything like that. So maybe it was one of those things where he was tweaked and couldn't really practice. And it's one of those rules. Look, you can't play if you don't practice, right? It's not important enough of a game. We should be able to put 2 and 3 deep out there and come away with a win, which we did, right? Nice to see we got that turnover. Nice to see we got quite a few sacks. I don't have anything really, really negative to say. But like I said, except for the offensive line, that was a little disappointing to me. But those penalties, we lacked discipline, and we cannot do that with Texas State. We definitely we can't even talk about Texas, but we can't do that against Texas State, and we definitely can't do that against at least 5 of our AAC opponents and expect to come away with a win. We can't do that with Rice, and they'll beat us. We just know. We just have to understand that. Although Sam Houston State beat Rice, woohoo! That felt so good to see. Man, let me tell you, I'm not a Sam Houston State fan. I'm still sore that the series was canceled them, or they didn't at least come to the Dome and play us after we went there. Would have been nice, right, to get revenge, because I think the following year would have stuck it to them. But it is what it is. You can't. We got lucky that one of our players, it looked like he swung at one of the offensive linemen for Kennesaw State. They were definitely in our heads. They were. He got lucky he didn't get suspended. Because you do that. I'm pretty sure it's an instant next game suspension. You're not just kicked out. I think you're suspended the next game automatically by rule. So we can't miss those guys. They ran 3 deep on the defensive line. I saw a lot of good substitutions at the linebacker. So I think we got a lot of practice. We got a lot of nerves out. I hope so. I really do. I had said, someone asked, what do you think about the game? I said, we're not going to cover the spread. It was just too big. It was huge. I know Kennesaw State only won like 3 games last year, and I know they're moving up. But do you really think they're the same Kennesaw State team last year? We're not the same Roadrunner team as last year. I told you, we are different guys. When you look out there, we are different team. Our wide receivers are different. JT Clark didn't suit up. He had a jersey on this time. He seemed to be moving fine, okay. I don't know if he's going to ever play again from what I could see on the sideline. I feel for him. But you know what? Worse things could happen to somebody, right? He's getting a college degree. At least you hope so. Going to school. It's paid for. It's funded. That's what you do. He's trading his services as a college football player for college education. Right? Could be a lot worse. He can use that, get out in the workforce, this tough workforce, right? Take care of his take care of himself, and then start taking care of his family. You know, it's how it's got to be for a lot of us. It's not unusual. There's worse things in life than sitting in a cubicle working for the man, is all I'm saying. Heaven knows I've done enough of that in my life, and I'm doing okay, right? So I don't think I have much more left to share on this. I do. I do. I do. I can't let it go. Our DJ, what's his name? DJ Nincompoop. He was playing music while we had the football. While we were like calling signals. He had music going over the intercom. That is unacceptable. How someone in the box upstairs didn't say, "What are you doing?" To me, that tells me they can't hear it and they don't know. Or the stage is too big for the people, the spotters and whatnot. Because you should be able to hear this. I mean, I'm sitting there. It's annoying as hell, right? They sit there, they yell, "Third down, get up and yell," right up until then. Then by that time, you're like, by the time I get even a chance to yell, they've already hiked the damn football. You know, and I don't even hear our band. It's like our band don't even exist, except for when they're getting yelled at, "It's an injury timeout," and then they don't play. I think maybe our band played 4 total times during the game. Why waste your money on them? Well, I would be mad if I was them. I'd start playing. I'm sorry. I'm that petty. I'd start playing. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to start hitting my drum. That's what I do for fun. I'm a musician, right? I'm going to start doing my musician stuff. Nah, screw this. I'm not going to sit there waiting on nothing. Can I play? Please let me play. Can I play my music? No, play it now. That's what you practice for. That's what we want to hear, right? It's college football. If I wanted to hear a DJ, if I wanted to hear a DJ playing music, I'd go to a stupid NFL game. I'm not going to lie. I'd go to there instead. College is college. And here's the worst part about the DJ. He in his Twitter bio says he's a Sosa member, former member. And now he is taking Sosa's time. Ooh, I guess all those Sosa people aren't so Sosa. It's sad. Anyway, it was nice to see how many parents from Kennesaw State came, because that's Georgia, right? They were okay. They showed up. Good for them. I'm happy for them. That's what you want, right? And they got to see their kids play hard. Anyway, that's the end of my rant. That's the end of my video. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me where I messed up. Call me a buffoon. That's fine. I don't care. I've been called worse in my life. Anyway, it's a Lip Medallion. Signing out. Peace out. Birds up.